I'm gonna see if this is even a thing. What is this? What is this awful thing?
Hey everyone, it's Hax. Today I'm going to tell you some dark secrets about the Melee community. At first, I didn't want to give the esports world a red pill on what was going on within the Melee community. I saw that people were living...
I just realized, reading a few comments, that yeah, he's being serious this whole time. He's seriously doing this. There's a lot in here in this video, and he's seriously saying it all.
It's Hax. Today's video will be tough to stomach, but the longer people remain ignorant, the worse the situation will get. There's a quote that goes, "The greater the crime perpetrated by the leadership, the less likely the people will ever believe their leaders capable of perpetrating such an event." That is, unfortunately, a Hitler quote, but it's one that's very applicable to the current situation. There's a community leader who has caused this community to be filled with hatred, corruption, and greed, which are all things that the Smash community once didn't have. These things have become so normalized that the current generation of players doesn't even seem to realize what's going on.
Okay. Unfortunately, the verbiage is too pristine.
That is unfortunately a Hitler quote. Unfortunately,
we must use a Hitler quote at this time.
Let me be clear about the magnitude of this video. This video is the final line of defense against someone who will continue to threaten the well-being of the...
unfortunate.
That is unfortunately a Hitler quote.
We must use a Hitler quote right now.
A Hitler quote.
Right about here. Right. Wait, hold on. Wait. Now.
Players doesn't even seem to realize what's going on.
There is no circumstance that calls for a Hitler quote. Absolutely none of them. I don't know. I don't know how that had to be a thing. I felt like I ever had to say. I don't have to say it. I don't have to say anything that I'm saying.
A Hitler quote.
Why am I saying? Okay. Does he quote Hitler again? Does he quote Hitler again?
What is happening within the Smash community is one-to-one with what happened in societies that collapsed. We're setting ourselves up for a
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? This is crazy shit. This is insane shit, dude. It's Nintendo's community. And we're just gonna overthrow the king. We're gonna bring Satoru back, and we're gonna resurrect him with a fire magic element, and he's gonna be thrust back in a fiery cloud, and he'll go directly, and that's all he'll ever say. Again, why'd you quote Hitler, dude? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, man?
Finally, I'll piece everything together with classified information that nobody else has access to. Most importantly, you need to know the truth about evidence.zip, which kills an enemy. All these things are injustices that call for reform. Most notably, this video calls for an entire community to undo its way of thinking.
What are you talking about? He's talking about...
There's a chicken bone on the floor.
An entire community to undo its way of thinking.
Alright, done. What's next?
For those who don't know, Esam is an Ultimate player with about 150,000 followers nowadays, making him a notable influencer. Meanwhile, Leffen is a Melee player with about 300,000.
Oh, the beautiful and exemplary, wonderful Esam. Imagine if we had influencers in our community with the following of Leffen at the stature and wondrousness of Esam.
Because time is running out for the Smash.
There's this literal article that says how Leffen will take over the world on Red Bull. That's definitely hyperbole, but for definitely a title on a news website that he's taking literally. Oh my lord. I know I'm not talking to you right now. I don't even want to fool myself like I'm doing that. I want to talk to this impersonative version of you that would be willing enough to listen to the words I say and also somehow find my channel. Listen, buddy. You and your thing here, right? We're gonna have to put eggs on that. You need, desperately, you need somebody to look at your tonsils and see if there's a cancer in there or something. Maybe it's one of those Mucinex goblin booger things, and it's making you say the things that you're saying. Like a little Robert Ricardo, whatever it is, Giovanni. He's probably Italian. He just knows one of the little booger things. That's probably what he's got.
Whatsoever. And he encouraged people
to
realize it earlier because social media is still new to us. The reality is that by performing pest control, someone with a
11 chapters. 11 chapters. 11 chapters. We are at the end of chapter 0.
Host this podcast alongside Mango and Zane, so you don't have much of a choice but to watch it if you want to hear what they have to say. There's something fishy going on in the Melee community, and no one wants to talk about it. When you consider
Is it that Leffen is equally as skilled as these competitors, and that they're all the top 3 players of the fucking video game they play? Is it that little thing that they have in common, or is Leffen from the very bottom depths? The claw! He's clawing them from the depths!
When I beat Leffen at Genesis 7, I was wearing a red pair of Adidas pants with white stripes on them. These pants would become synonymous with my run at that tournament. A few months after Genesis 7, someone sent me a picture they took of Leffen streaming. Leffen was wearing a red Adidas shirt with white stripes on its sleeves while editing a digital controller's button layout. Again, this wasn't a coincidence. It was a psychopath's way of showing that he wants revenge. These types of interactions show the ridiculous lengths Leffen will go to torment people.
Ridiculous lengths!
And Leffen has done it.
Ridiculous lengths! Ridiculous!
Between these two things...
You need to eat a whole fucking bag of fucking giant-sized dicks. Fucking Super Mario giant level dick. Why is all of this from over 7 years ago?
You might be wondering why all of these troubling signs seem to be coming from the same person, so I'll keep...
All these troubling signs. Do you show troubling signs? Do Hitler quotes apply to the way that you work your life out? Is your name fucking Leffen? Fuck. You're probably a part of the Dark Triad. What the fuck is the Dark Triad? What?
In psychology, there is a concept called the Dark Triad that consists of 3 antisocial personality traits: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. These traits are strictly malevolent and can be thought of as the very definition of evil itself. Every single piece these companies have ever put out about Leffen will be remembered as political terrorism.
Okay.
They're what compel people to commit crimes, and they're bound to leadership.
Oh my god!
Clear from it certainly is. How do I know that Leffen isn't?
Oh my god!
The doors open on the show.
Oh my god!
When I saw Leffen's tweet, I realized that he had formed a strategic friendship, as he usually does. I didn't think too much of it at the time, but it would end up coming into play later.
It's not too late.
Strategic friendship.
Are you giving up already? Check it
Give a
out.
fuck about who you're friends with or who you know at all. In their mind state of being warped by Leffen. You're making the assumption that everybody in your life is warped by Leffen. And that everybody else is too stupid to see that.
I had just spent a few years away from the game due to hand and wrist injuries, and people were happy to see that I'd not only be coming back, but helping out other Melee players. Then, the exact same day I made my announcement, Leffen hosted a stream in which
For me, I might actually swap so that this button is Z, so I can grab like this, and so that I can L cancel with R. Because I think L canceling with R is better than with light. A lot of people will not agree with me, but I am very sure about it.
Leffen had begun to spout factually incorrect information about L canceling in Melee. He was then using that information to tell people that the box is designed incorrectly and that 2 of its button locations should be swapped.
Yeah, Leffen didn't just say that he prefers L canceling with a different button.
We'll be reviewing the box 4 years later. He's obviously being deceptive here as well.
But when I
Pretty obvious that he's tricked.
He's tricked.
Stop! You're playing a trick on me. You pulled a mind game on me. I can let my mind go.
You did the Mewtwo down beat.
Yeah, I hate the box now.
To show you what I mean, here's a diagram of the box's button layout. The 8 buttons being highlighted in blue are called
Your
home
controller's good. Your controller's really good, man.
The one
It
down.
works. It totally worked. Look at how well I designed my controller. It fixes my hands. Why doesn't Leffen agree? How come Leffen doesn't agree that his hands aren't generally fixed by this controller that is obviously perfect in every way for people who have the tetanus? I have to sell this product, and you can't possibly be a person who dislikes my product, Leffen. You fucking evil villain.
Box's layout.
You evil
But I was
Mewtwo
thinking that,
confusion
like-
down be using villain. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, that move isn't good, Leffen. You're spouting factually incorrect.
Words without any clear conclusions. All in all, most of Leffen's tweet longer doesn't actually tell you anything, and reads as though it was written by someone who was on drugs.
If you take one thing, or if you've heard one thing I've ever said as a person, as a human being, as an entity, from me to you, go to the hospital. Go there immediately. I don't care how much of your money must be spent, must be wasted in finding the cure for this. Mind virus. You've got the mind virus, dude.